Good evening. Welcome to our Paid to Save presentation tonight, whether you're here live or you're watching online. If you're live, make sure you have your phone turned off or turned to the silent mode. You do want to have your phone around because we are all about the mobile phone and the deals and savings and coupons you have on there. If you're watching online, there'll be a number on the screen. If you have a question during the presentation, just text in to that number and we will answer your questions at the end. And I have the great privilege to introduce my friend, my mentor, the first regional director in Paid to Save. He rose to that ranks in less than 6 months, driving around in a car that's paid for by the company. And I say that not just to say there's where he is, but I say that because he's achieved that. He's brought one person already with him who's another regional director, and that is his goal. He wants to bring as many of us to the level where he is at. He is a team man, a team builder. And so I want to introduce to you Mr. Todd Sasser.
Thank you, Mr. Kurt. All right, guys. Pleasure to be back up here with you tonight. First time, I guess. I hope the audio's coming through. The last time I was here was holding the microphone, but I guess for everybody tuning in online out there, the live streaming presentation, want to welcome you here. Glad to be back again, guys. You know, every time I'm here, something weather-wise pretty traumatic's going on. You know, be it tornadoes, be it floods, be it blizzards, it's always, maybe it's me, I don't know. But, of course, tonight I did take your advice, Kurt. I left my UK gear in the motel. I do have blue on.
You do have blue on.
You know, I'm in Hoosier land presenting while my kittens are back home playing Tennessee, one of our highest rivals, of course. It'd be like Purdue here in Indiana, but it's a pleasure to be back, guys. Great to see some familiar faces, even yours, Kurt, and all the new faces. It's my pleasure to be able to present to you this opportunity tonight inside network marketing. In my estimation, it's one of the greatest opportunities that industry has ever produced in 60 years. And as we cover that, I'm hoping maybe you'll see it that way too. But for those of you that I'm just getting to meet for the first time, my name's Todd Sasser. I'm from southeastern Kentucky. I've been in and around network marketing in that space for around 20 years. Around 20 years ago, my best friend came home from an extended Thanksgiving dinner with his family, or a Thanksgiving dinner with his extended family, and he was just really, really excited. You know, he was 20, 21 years old, and he's just bouncing off the walls. And I'm like, man, what you got going on? And he says, listen, I don't know a lot about what I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. And that began the process in my mind of what's led me to be with you guys here tonight. Network marketing is what that ended up being. He and I being 20, 21 years old, we didn't know much about that. You know, fortunately, though, with that being said, we were naive. You know, we hadn't bought into society's way of thinking. That stinking thinking hadn't gotten our head yet to convince us, you know, that those things don't work, or those things are for other people. Or my aunt's brother, sister's cousin down the road, Michelle, got one of them deals once and it didn't work. That wasn't in here. So we entered into that opportunity open-minded, and as a result, we're blessed. We learned systems and enjoyed residual income for years to come. But that was an old-fashioned technology company offering conventional, welcome sir, offering conventional long distance, and we enjoyed that residual income until, of course, technology caught up with things and replaced that opportunity with some of the technology that we're going to talk about tonight, cell phones and internet. Now, of course, early on in that process, my best friend explains to me that we need to go about an hour away from where we live and see a gentleman speak. And I'm like, why do we need to do that, Kurt? And he says, well, he's making $30,000 a month. So me, you know, I'm only making $3.10 an hour part-time working for your dad up here at the store at that time. Let's go. So understand this. If you're making $3.10 an hour part-time while you're in college and you're getting ready to see the $30,000 man, your expectations are up here. You're expecting a big show. Man, was I in for a surprise. This fellow I'm going to talk about a lot tonight comes rolling up in a Chrysler New York rental car from Alamo with some high-water Dockers on, some boat shoes, a little bit of red man. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what have you got me into? But as he spoke for maybe 5 minutes, even at 21 years old, I realized that his words had real merit. They held weight. And at that time, like I said, that was in December of 1992. He was making around $30,000 a month. He'd been a former teacher and baseball coach, I should say, in Danville, Kentucky. And coincidentally enough, I was studying in school at Eastern, hoping to be a teacher and a coach myself. So it really, I latched on to Paul Orberson was his name. God rest his soul. What I'm holding in my hand is a newspaper. This is the Kentucky Herald Leader, Lexington Herald Leader from March of '95. He's on the cover. He didn't make $30,000 this month. He made over $2 million that month. To make sure you understand how big that is, Excel paid Paul more than the Bulls paid Michael that month. Now, there was two parts of the income equation there with that. About $50,000 of that income come out to him for people actually using the product that Excel Telecommunications offered, which was conventional long distance, as I mentioned earlier. The other 1.9 and change come out to him from a unique, very generous form of compensation called coding that we're going to talk quite a bit about later because we have that in our opportunity. Now, on to our opportunity, the name of our company, of course, if somebody wants to hit the lights there, is Paid to Save. What a remarkable opportunity. What a remarkable thing to call your opportunity, Paid to Save. You know, everybody likes to save money. I don't care if you drive a Rolls Royce. You're hardwired for a deal. And of course, you can save money. That's always better than not, but getting paid to save money? Are you kidding me? I mean, that's really what we have to offer out there as an opportunity. Now, of course, this is our founding principles, our mission statement, our purpose. This is our new real estate in Temecula, California. See, the company opened up for business in March of 2013. A short 7 months later, become debt-free and profitable. We've already had to move into new real estate now on a lot of new employees on the tech side as well as in the home office part. If you think about becoming debt-free and profitable, Michelle, in a short 7 months' time, that is remarkable because most people in conventional businesses already know that takes most of the time up to 7 years to accomplish. And in our space in network marketing, most companies run their course. They're over said and done with and in the grave within 7 months and 13 days on average. That's what gives network marketing somewhat of the black eye that it enjoys out there in society. So when you consider that our company has been debt-free and profitable since the 7th month of operation, next month will be 2 years old, what a fabulous place to be in. Now, some of you, I'm sure maybe have dreamed of finding that kind of opportunity, quitting your job, living life on your own terms, being the master of your own destiny. And of course, if you've had these types of thoughts or fantasies, you've probably come to the quick realization that conventional employment's just not going to get you there, Kurt. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. All right, it keeps the lights on, keeps food on the table, but it's not going to allow you, for more than likely, the ability to live life on your own terms. You're going to be living life on your employer's terms. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's say you was looking for that type of opportunity around 30 years ago. At that time, more than likely, the best way to accomplish that would have been inside the computer revolution. 20 years ago, obviously enough, that would have been the internet revolution. And 10 years ago, just imagine, Nellie, what it might have been like to have been on Mark Zuckerberg's friend list. And he invited you over to his dorm room as he was going to explain he was going to unleash this social media phenomenon to come that was going to replace MySpace, the biggest thing on social media of its time. You'd probably thought he was kind of silly, right? Yeah. Take into consideration this. He invited a few over. A couple showed up that are billionaires today. A couple didn't who have jobs today. Mm-hmm. Now, what's going to be the next big thing? Obviously enough, it's these things. It's the phones. I mean, we follow them around like zombies. Just look around you in your everyday, ordinary walks in life. You know, everybody's just walking around like this. You know, even myself. Even you right there. I just caught you. 7 out of 10 of us sleep with them, guys. 75% of us are already in the process of using these devices during the buying process. You know, mine's not under my pillow, so to speak, but it's within arm's reach. And it's not uncommon that I wake up in the middle of the night and I'll reach over just instinctively and look and check for messages. There was a lady here once, the last time I was here, actually told me that her 2 teenage daughters take showers with them. They put them in Ziploc bags so they continue listening to music underwater. So how powerful might it be? I know you have a conventional business, Michelle, to have your business on this type of a device. It'd be pretty attractive, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, that's what we're going to spend a lot of time talking about tonight. The first part of our opportunity is just that, allowing merchants like yourself to come onto a free mobile app. Now, by show of hands, who knows of a company called Groupon? About everybody? Great. All right, Groupon, fastest company in history to have obtained $1 billion in sales. $1 billion with a B. Just to make sure you understand how big that is. Like Paul's income compared to Michael Jordan's. If I offered you $1 million seconds in time, I'll give you 11 days. If I offer you $1 billion, I'm going to give you 32 years. Groupon produced $1 billion in sales faster than any company in history because they have a free mobile app that they allow merchants onto on a pay-as-you-go plan. That's called results-based marketing. How romantic is that, Michelle? To be able to put your business on this device and never pay a penny for it until it produces you business.
Yep.
Heck of an idea, right? It produced $1 billion faster than any other company in history. And it is really romantic until you understand fully how that Groupon model works. It just becomes way too expensive. Unfortunately today, guys, most merchants are already in the habit of. They've already accepted the fact that they are going to spend 50 cents on their dollar to get you and I in there to their point of sale. Across billboards, newspapers, radios, TVs, what have you. But 75 cents in the Groupon model, what it proves to be, is just too expensive. If Jeff wasn't sick and he was here, he would tell you, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon to figure out you can't stay in business on a quarter. The way the Groupon model actually works is this, guys. I always use my great friend in Somerset, Kentucky, Gary Sewell, who owns a sporting goods store called the Sports Den there, as an example. Let's say he has a $300 Easton softball bat on the Groupon app, and you want that bat. Well, the first thing that Groupon demands is that he offer that bat on Groupon, on their app, half price. Then they're going to require 50% of that offer for their effort. So that $300 bat that you want through the app from Gary, you're going to pay Groupon $150 for, and then Groupon gives you a certificate to give Gary for the bat. Gary doesn't even get the money. Then somewhere between 3 weeks and 3 months later, Groupon's going to send Gary $75 for the $300 bat you got 3 months ago, while binding Gary in a contract and holding an additional $100 of his money. And that's the process, guys. I know it's hard to believe. That's produced $1 billion faster than any company in history. Now, what we offer in contrast is, you guessed it, a free mobile app that we allow merchants onto on a pay-as-you-go plan, but on their terms entirely. They design their offer any way they see fit. It can be, as you see here, 2 pizzas for the price of 1. It can be half-price oil change, 40% off dry cleaning, or deals at the big box stores. It can be literally anything they can dream of that they think might attract us in there to their point of sale. Could be come in at my slow points of the day or the week, Michelle. Come in one time only just to introduce you to my store. Whatever they think that might bring you in. And when that happens, via word of mouth marketing through us, because we have a greedy vested interest in that process taking place, mind you, they're going to owe us, via credit card on file, at the end of the month, a minimum charge of $1.75. You remember when I first started presenting, I would talk to a merchant in these terms, and I'd pull out the dollar and a dime, and I'd always have to borrow the dime. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Merchant, will you help me help you? You know, will you help me send you business in this process? And if it produces you one of these dollars, I'll give you one of these dimes back for it. Or you'll give me, vice versa, when it produces you one of these dollars, you're going to give me a dime back for it. And how many times you want to do that a day? Well, that's in most cases. Now, if you're in the food and beverage business, we can drive that $1.75 all the way down to $1 now, because there's smaller margins of profit involved with food and beverage for the most part. Now, that goes up to a maximum charge of 10% of the value of the offer. Now, what determines what the merchant gets assessed in the fee is exactly how he words his own offer. If he doesn't say a dollar amount in that offer, there's nothing to quantify 10% of. So if Gary doesn't say a $300 Easton softball bat, that's a $1.75 transaction. If he says 10% off a $300 bat, there's your dollar amount, so 10% of 300 is obviously enough 30, bringing the value of the offer down to $270, where the 10% applied becomes a $27 fee versus a $1.75 fee. And he can't mess up and figure that out later than sooner. When he designs his own offer, it tells him right then and there what it's going to cost to transact. Now it gets lots and lots better for the merchant. You see, all merchants basically have an advertising budget. They're going to spend X amount, again, 50% of their dollar up to in most cases, just to hopefully get us in. And not have a thumbprint on how effective it is. They just hope it works. All right? So they may be anxious to how much this $1.75 and dollar and 10% fee transaction scenario can accumulate to. Well, they can step their budget with us too. They can set a ceiling on that. They can absolutely limit that. And once they rise up to that amount of fees inside of a month, they fall all the way off the app until the following month. But the good news about that is, no matter if you're a free customer in our business, a free merchant in our business or a brand partner in our business, each and every time any of us share this app with someone else and they go shop with it at a discount, it's creating income streams. So I love asking the merchant this also. Just ballpark this for me, Michelle. When your customers go buy other things from other people after they leave your store, how much do you make?
With the app or without the app?
Without the app?
Without the app, nothing.
Really? Would you like to?
I'd love to.
Well, that's my proposition. All right, guys, let me back up here. The big box stores, over 9,000 of them on our app right now. 140,000 some odd different offers to go save money. Anywhere and everywhere across America. Groupon, Amazon, and eBay included. Yeah, Groupon's on our app. The company that will either change their pricing model or best of luck. Incentivize sharing. Now, what does it mean? We're already in the process of doing what Opportunity offers with the app, guys. Ellie, how long did you see the movie Titanic?
No.
No, bad question. Michelle?
Sorry, I did.
How long did it take you to tell your friends about it?
Not very long. It was a great movie.
Yeah, did MGM send you any money?
No, I sure wish they did.
Yeah, you might all tell Ellie to go watch that movie. All right. So what Incentivize Sharing does, guys, we monetize the same activity that you was in telling somebody about Titanic. See, as human beings, we want our friends and acquaintances to enjoy the things that we have. Paid to Save is going to incentivize that with commissions. Now, how it works is simple enough. We have a free mobile app that you can download in your app store, and when you go use it to buy the things you need and want from basically where you're going to buy them from in the first place, that produces a scenario where us in the business as brand partners can get paid. And the company even put that on a Visa debit card for you. Now, this incentivized sharing model, it's really illustrated great with a game called Candy Crush. If you're on Facebook, I know you've heard of Candy Crush. The game started in 2012, and again, if you're on Facebook, it seems like it's been around since 1912 because over 1 billion people's played this game. That's a seventh of the planet, guys. 93 million play it every single day. Now, last year, after they paid Facebook their share and Uncle Sam their share, or his share, they kept $500 million because they sell virtual lives. This is a 2-year-old company, and they're profiting. They're netting $500 million because they sell virtual lives to the people that play the game. Now, as those folks that play that game extinguish those lives and are forced to have to buy more, the reason you on Facebook are getting all these invitations to download this app is because Candy Crush gives those people the ability to push a button called a viral marketing tool to send that invitation across social media to you. And if you download that app or that game, they're going to receive 1 free virtual live. Now, let me ask you, let's just pretend that Paid to Save had that kind of technology. That with the push of a button, you can send out across social media an invitation to download this app I just talked about that contains over 9,000 stores and 140 some odd thousand discounts and offers in it to your friends on social media. And by doing that, we're going to monetize it also even for you, the free customer. Giving you the ability to send it to your friends, and if you do and they use it at a discount for what they want to buy, you're going to get a little money even as a free customer. The question would be, would you push the button? Now, if you do, here's what it creates. As a free customer, you say, let's say you, Kurt, you're the most popular person out there on social media. You seem to be using it quite a bit. But you're it out there. You're the Mac Daddy of social media. You're the big splash. You've got 200 friends on Facebook, not including Instagram, Angry Birds, and all that, Twitter and Snap. Not just Facebook. You've got 200 friends out there, and you hit this button and you send that invitation out to those 200 friends. And let's say 10% of them download the app. All right, you've just created 20 new income streams as a free customer.
Very good.
All right, so let's say those 20 people somehow get the idea. They get the word either on the street from you or in their own back office as a connector with our company. They get their own back office like you and I as brand partners. Let's say that they get the idea that they can make some money by pushing that button too. And they do. And the opportunity goes out, the invitation goes out to their 200 friends each, and 10% of them again download it. They've created their 20 income streams as a free customer. But me applying, us as brand partners applying, in the second generation, we've accumulated 420 new connector positions, 420 new app downloads, 422 potentially new income streams. And anytime they go buy anything they want and need from where they got in mind to buy it from in the first place, we're in a position to get paid. Now look at the math, guys. 3 generations in, as brand partners, we're now up to 8,420. 4 generations into an infinite amount of connectors. There's no limits on how far and wide your customer pool can go. You're up to 160,000 new income streams for giving away a free mobile app.
Pretty good.
Pretty exciting, right? All right, this incentivized sharing process, here's where it all gets accredited and accounted. This is the traditional pyramid structure that's so out there in society. Never be shy, backward, or ashamed of the word pyramid. It's just a geometrical shape. It's all it is. Everything you know in life is already a pyramid in structure. Be it the car dealership, you've got the owner, the general manager, the sales force, and the customers. If you're in the school systems, you've got the superintendents, the principals, the students, or the teachers, the students, and the parents. Come on, you with me? Then you got God, of course, disciples, angels, and us. It's just a shape. It's just a shape. But in this traditional pyramid shape where our accounting gets accredited for this app activity to convert it into commissions for you, it's 3 levels wide on the front, going 10 generations down. What that means is that you and I as brand partners, we can, come on in guys, nice to see you again.
See you again.
As brand partners, we have the ability to invite 3 people to join the business, you can invite as many as you want, but you can have 3 join you directly across. All right? They have that ability, and those folks have that ability, and those folks have that ability through 10 levels deep. So, let's say this thing, this geometric pyramid, it fills up perfect. None in history ever have. I don't anticipate this one will either, but for illustration purposes, let's just say 3 getting 3, getting 3, getting 3, getting 3, perfectly through 10 levels. And each of us as brand partners, we're not giving away that to 200 people now. We're going to give it away to 20 people each. And each one of these 20 people only go on the app or go through the app and save on one thing each per week. Be it buy one, get one free sub or whatever with your local stores. Your potential income is almost $1 million a month just for this happening. All right, it doesn't fill up perfect. Kurt, could you use 50% of that amount?
Yeah.
Michelle, 25?
Sure can.
Ellie, could you use 10?
Yeah.
1%?
Oh, yeah.
Do you realize, guys, 1/10 of 1% of that figure is $1,000 a month in your hip pocket national bank for giving away free mobile app that contains discounts in over 9,000 big box retail stores. You can absolutely fail your way to fabulous with something that's feasible and viable. Now, here's how this app rollout is working with our company. Again, next month we're going to be 2 years old, so we're basically beyond the concept phase, and we're not entirely beyond the concept phase of some of the things to come. When I got involved with this company this time a year ago, there was no app whatsoever. No app. There was a promise of one to come. And then, of course, we got that in about April, and then we launched your all's group here with Lydia Abbott Easter weekend, and then about 4 months later, you guys done an awesome job and acquired over 5 times the local merchant locations in and around Indianapolis. This Groupon enjoys itself. Testament to the opportunity. But now, as that phenomenal opportunity of just accumulating your local merchants played out, the geometric progression of that took this opportunity through states upon states, and it fell into the hands of a fellow that had the relationship, the knowledge of this arrangement, this marketing arm that had the arrangement with all these national ads. And it comes to the table with our company. And our founder and the people on the advisory board decided this is a pretty big deal. So what originally was the stages of our app, or phases of our app, was local merchants. Then we're going to get to phase 2, which is a mall without walls, I'm going to talk about in a minute. But this big box retail scenario took precedence over everything that was to come already. And we all know that it was a little bit slow to take place with the slow rollout on Apple's platform last fall. Unexpected, it's just what happens at technology. Apple rolled out 8.1 and Apple Pay and made some of their apps unstable, and it took longer to get onto the app as a result. And some people, unfortunately, of course, lost their vision, and that's unfortunate. But now, the way the arrangement goes, in phase 1, we've basically got the local merchant opportunity under roof. The big box retailers are here. Now, phase 2 comes a really exciting thing, guys. This is a mall without walls. This is basically an eBay, Amazon hybrid on our app, where you'll find all kinds of awesome companies and awesome products offered directly through Paid to Save at tremendous discounts and unbelievable commissions. We're talking about the app redemptions creating pennies and cents and nickels and dimes. These type of commissions will be quantitated in dollars, not cents. Then beyond that comes mobile gaming. Games like Candy Crush come onto our app. And when people download those games and spend the money required to play them, that's producing you income streams. And then, of course, that takes us globally. That takes us internationally on the global market, because basically there's nowhere the internet doesn't reach except the rainforest or maybe Antarctica. Now, the opportunity. Wish Lydia was here, she could do that. When you start business with our company, guys, the first thing you get to enjoy, you see, we're a savings company. You know, we've got much more than just an app. The app is what the app is, but we've got a host of additional ways that you can save money on the things you do normally in life. When you enroll in business with our company, you redeem what's called a dream share. Now, what that is basically a modified timeshare. Modified meaning you don't have to go through the waterboarding sweatshop type process to buy that timeshare discount at awesome resorts all over the world. What it opens up for you is discounts in over 4,000 resorts in 85 countries. Here's a couple of examples I'm going to give you. This is a Expedia screenshot. Now, Expedia is like Priceline and Travelocity and Hotwire, some of those other companies. That's a discount portal that you can go through when you need airline tickets or rental cars or hotel reservations or whatever you, and you can access those things cheaper than go through Expedia and these discount portals, cheaper than you can by going directly to the source. So this Expedia screenshot, what it's showing you is a Wyndham Valley High Resort, sleeping 6 people up to 8 days, and it retails through Expedia for over $2,000, $2,215.01. The Dream Share product will allow you to access that exact same vacation for $499. Awesome discounts when you want a discount or a vacation at awesome resorts around the world. Kayak. This is another discount portal. This is a screenshot of the Mayan Palace Riviera. Again, sleeping 6 up to 8 days, retailing over $2,000. Through the Dream Share product, you can access that for just under $400. Tremendous savings. Now, the best thing I like about this awesome Dream Share product is getting back to that pyramid thing that everybody's, is that one of the deals? No. I wouldn't be involved in anything like that. It's not one of the deals. This is better. The Dream Share product makes our front end coding compensation model 100% ironclad legal. Now, you need to understand what the definition legally is that distinguishes the difference between a scheme or a legitimate distributorship. A product, a utility, or service must be utilized, money generated that a commission is paid out of. As long as that happens, it's just a sales process. It's 100% legal. Now, if I'm ever rewarded in some form or fashion in network marketing before money's generated up front, that constitutes a scheme. You know, the Attorney General's look at that as gambling. It's based on people coming in versus products being enjoyed. And it actually is 2 sets of rules. Because if I'm in conventional business, I can reward you as an employee before any money's paid. Take this for an example, and we'll move quickly. Let's say that Ellie, you and I want to open up a home security business, the home monitoring business, and we're going to have a brick and mortar store. Normally the way that gets done is that we'll hire us a sales force to go out and see the public and offer our equipment and services for free for a couple of months to see if they like it, and then later you sign up in that contract and we make money down the road. But in that first couple of 3 months while we're seeing the public initially, we've got to feed those employees. They've got to keep the lights on and food on the table. Nothing unethical about that. Nothing immoral about it or illegal until it's inside network marketing. Still the same activity, just as moral, just as ethical, 100% illegal. The Dream Share product absolutely satisfies that requirement 100% of the time. Now, as a brand partner in our company, you get a host of additional benefits. You get access to what's called a Teladoc. A Teladoc is an insanely popular product out there. It's a licensed, board-certified physician in your home state that you can interact with 24/7, 365 days a year with no fees and deductibles. He'll come on the phone with you. He'll come online via Skype with you within 20 minutes of reaching out. If it's Sunday morning, if it's Christmas, it's no different. 20 minutes, you got the live doctor on the phone with you. He'll examine you. He'll diagnose you. He'll prescribe you if necessary. And if that's the case, you can truck on down to the pharmacy plan and save up, or the pharmacy, Walgreens or what have you, using our pharmacy plan and save up to 80% on the prescriptions themselves. Now, most of you here in this group know Ed Zartman. Ed, a gentleman that's saving over $550 a month right now on his diabetic supplies using the pharmacy plan. Now, it's not like Ed doesn't have insurance or he's underinsured. Ed's wife works for Blue Cross Blue Shield. Now, you also get access to the Aetna Family Dental Plan and the Family Vision Plan. We got a lady down in Florida named Rebecca Smith. Her daughter just saved $1,712 on her daughter's braces using the Aetna Family Dental Plan. Got a gentleman in Danville, Kentucky, Robbie Robbins, that's already lined up his optometrist to do his LASIK surgery at a $1,500 savings. These benefits are awesome, guys. You get a legal plan where you can save up to 40% on will preparation, documents, and trust, and things of that nature. Every month you get entertainment discounts that come out to you. We have a brother-sister combo down in Richmond, Kentucky that them and their family went to Disney World over the Christmas holidays and saved over $1,000 with this product here alone. Tickets at Disneyland and so forth. And it wasn't like they wasn't comparing against all the other discount portals like I mentioned before, Priceline, Hotwire, and those companies. Not only does these entertainment benefits outweigh that, most of those companies, their benefits was blacked out due to the time of year it was at Disneyland. You also get your own travel portal within our opportunity, like Priceline, Travelocity, and Hotwire, and those companies. Each and every month. I know, Kurt, you and I are going to use this later tonight. I used it a couple weeks ago with some brand partners in Kentucky. But you get $50 every month that comes up to you from restaurant.com to go use when you want to sit down and have a nice meal. Some of you saw the receipts we put on Facebook and so forth. What was it? It was last Tuesday, I think. A couple of brand partners, Paul Holt and David Shue, and I sat down at a restaurant in Lexington, Kentucky called Cortland's. Had a nice sit-down dinner. The bill come to $30.85 roughly. We took $25 off that bill through restaurant.com. We all three ate for it. And it's insane, you know. Now, even though it's nowhere mentioned here, when you're a brand partner in our company, you get to sign up immediately to take off 10% right off the top of your AT&T or Verizon phone bill. Now, all these benefits, guys, you have to understand, none of this is proprietary to our company, which is another thing that attorney generals really like. They like to see people utilizing product, service, and utilities without an opportunity being attached to them. They like to see a big customer base. And by the way, the numbers with our company right now are around 4,000 reps and over 60,000 customers. We'll have the biggest customer representative ratio ever in the industry. We'll create the biggest residual checks ever in the industry. We're in the beginning of making history with this company. But if you just utilize these benefits, there's no way that you can lose money with our opportunity. You know, each and every one of these benefits come out to you at a cost or premium. Each one of these things run anywhere from $20 to $40 a month each. You won't believe what you are able to enjoy them for in a bundled package with our opportunity. I'll cover that in just a minute. Now, guys, they say that timing is everything. When people are moving and money's moving, wealth is created. This incentivized sharing concept, the idea of getting paid for what you already do to help your friends and family save money on what they already need and want to go buy from where they're going to buy from anyway, this is the beginning of the greatest shift of wealth in the entire history of the advertising industry. And finally, you and I, we are finally in the right place at the right time. Now, here's where I'm going to cover those costs for those benefits. There's two ways you get started with our company. You can begin with $199.90 down on the strength of a credit card. $49.95 a month runs your business. That's your overhead. And that's what covers all those benefits I just covered that each and every one come out to you in the marketplace already somewhere between $20 and $40 each. $49.95 covers your overhead in business. It keeps your lights on and you in business, keeps your welcome mat out there in place, your marquee lit up, and that provides you one dream share a week. The other way you get started is $399.90 down on the strength of a plastic credit card. You don't have to mortgage the farm to get in business for yourself here. The same monthly overhead, the same benefits coming out for that. And the reason most people choose this benefit is because this red circle here, what this says is fast track to brand manager. It allows you to skip a whole level in this coded compensation plan that I'm yet to cover and I keep hinting at. And it also provides you 4 dream share weeks. What this means, guys, is this is going to allow you to jump a whole level of compensation for the same initial amount of work. That'll clear up here in just a couple of slides. Now, G4, gee whiz. I know Jim Percival in Arkansas loves it when I say that, but G4, what can that mean? Simply put, guys, get 4, you pay no more. That means when you come into business as a brand partner and paid to save, and you share this opportunity with 4 of your friends and they join you in business, then all those benefits that you're paying $49.95 for a month and keeping your lights on and running your business, covering your overhead, that all comes out to you for free. See, we know in network marketing that the reason people get out is because they're spending more than they're making. Pretty simple. We want you to be as debt-free and profitable as soon as possible so you can stay along with this opportunity long enough to enjoy living life on your own terms and living life on the world's beaches down the road. The compensation plan, I know, Kurt, I've seen your pen and lots of others. These are pins that you acquire in our company for doing a good job and a better job. You know, brand supervisor is the first rank you achieve in our company. This is also the rank that you'll jump by starting at the higher enrollment to become brand manager. And of course, there'll be some illustrations and future slides to tell you what this means. And then, of course, you can go all the way to brand director by bringing in a total of 9 people into your organization. From there, when volume starts happening, you can attain these higher levels like national or regional director. That's where you become CAR qualified, like Lydia and myself. National sales director on up to field vice president, senior vice president. Now, here's the way this customer model works. Let's, where everybody's just giving away now. Let's say I'm the only brand partner in the room tonight. So this is me. Kurt, I'm going to give you the ability to download a free mobile app and activate it with my information that contains all these discounts I've highlighted. Now, when you go out there and shop at a discount, and those fees are generated, those dollars and those $1.75s or whatever they may be, 9,000 different variations of them from the big box retail stores that do actually pay. There's about half that do and half that don't, and what distinguishes that is clear. If there's a barcode that's scanned or a numeric code that's entered, that's a commissionable event with the big guys. If it says no code required, then obviously there's nothing to begin that tracking process. Just to clarify that, but I've gave you this app. I've gave you the ability to go buy what you want and need like you're going to anyway from where you're going to buy it from. And if you do that at a discount through this app, each and every time you do that, I'm going to make 10% of those fees. I'm going to make a dime or $1.75 depending each and every time you save money. I'm not getting rich at this place, all right? But let's say that you get the idea you can do that too and you share it with your friends. When they go out and shop, now you as a free customer, you've got the ability to make half of what I do as a full bird brand partner, as a free customer, all right? So when that happens, you're going to make that 5%. When your friend goes and shops at a discount, guess who makes that matching 5 because 10's paid out? That'd be me. All right, that friend goes out and shares it with their friend. Now you're just a free customer, so you're kind of limited to the one level of compensation where me as a brand partner, I've got multi-generational or multi-level rewards coming. But your friend has shared it with their friend now. Your friend is going to make that 5% of what they spend, and of course, guess who's making the matching 5? Guys, what this opens up, if you're quick on your feet, is 100% check match on your entire customer base, infinitely wide and infinitely deep. I know you'll lose. It gets crazy. Now, this pyramid. I love the word pyramid. You see, I don't back away from it a bit. Is that a pyramid scheme? You better believe it is. It's not a scheme, but if it wasn't a pyramid, how could I share it with you? All right. In our structure, this 3 by 10. All right. This is you as a brand partner. You have the ability to acquire 3 more like you straight to you. All right. There's your pyramid in the top. They each get the ability to bring in their 3. All right. Now, as that plays out, if it fills up perfectly, again, you can acquire 27, 81, 243, these amount of reps per level, all the way down to the 10th level where you're approaching 60,000. This is your coinciding commissions for that activity I've been covering that pays you out based on what level of in your organization that it takes place in. I could spend the rest of this year talking about how immensely rewarding this residual part of our compensation plan is, but to save time and not binge up too much upstairs and to where you can't sleep later, we'll move on. As this process plays out, guys, network marketing companies, for the most part, all have car and residential bonus plans for you. Surely most of you have seen at least one pink Mary Kay car. All right. When I was shown this product opportunity about a year ago, I was fortunate enough to be doing well enough in another opportunity where I was getting a $400 a month car payment. All right, that was based on $32,000 worth of production in that company. Not unfair, it's just what was required. The smallest amount of production point-wise monthly to get into a car program in the industry that I was aware of, or that I'm still aware of to this point, is a company called Visalis. It's a nutritional company offering weight loss products. Their requirement to get into their car program was only $12,000 a month in volume. With Paid to Save, to qualify for the $500 a month payment, like Lydia and myself has, and I think there's 10 more, $6,000 across those 3 legs, or $2,000 or more in each of those 3 legs. Now let's back up here just a second. That's 1 leg, that's 2 legs, and that's 3 legs. Everybody clear? 2,000 or more in points will qualify you for a $500 a month payment. Now you see here, this is the end of the story. 10 levels, 3 wide, 10 deep, right? Even though the commission overrides stop at 10 levels, the accreditation for the car and the residential programs goes to infinity. It never, ever, ever stops. Now, this is where all of the app, volume, and everything that we do gets accredited, counting toward your production to get those programs. Now, across those same 3 legs, let's say that, well, this is me right now. This would be Lydia. Let's say I have another brand partner in another leg, another brand partner in another leg, do what Lydia's done and become car qualified. Then the company doubles mine to $1,000. So my spouse, if I had one, could drive a nice car, or I can drive even a nicer car. Now, as this plays out and we do a better and better and better job, once you're producing 18,000 in monthly volume in each of those 3 legs, then the company heaps on a $2,000 residential allowance on top of the $1,000 car bonus. Now, that might seem like a great big number. Keep in mind, I was producing 2 times that amount for a $400 amount, car payment with the previous company. All right? As this plays out, these numbers, when the app starts getting really popular out there, and it's going to go viral, these numbers become infinitely small. All right, here's my favorite part of the whole shooting match, just about it. This is the coding part of the compensation plan. Now, what coding means, a code is just a category. All right? In other words, this is a code, that's a code, that's a code, that's a code. It's a category. All these figures here, you see here, the company, every time somebody comes into the business, whether it's a smaller enrollment or the larger enrollment, they're going to pay out a maximum amount of 70 or 210, depending, one time. Now, who you are and where you are in this coded model dictates how much you receive of this infinitely deep. So how this works is simple. No matter how you come into this business, at the small enrollment or the higher, you begin life as a brand partner. Now, after your first initial 3 enrollments, you've got Larry, Moore, and Curly directly to you. You're this magical fun part. You're the number 4. Everything keys off number 4 in our comp plan. You get your free overhead in business, and you get to start your coding on the 4th enrollment. All right? Now, depending on how you've started, smaller or larger, depends on if you start your coding at 30 and 40 or 90 and 120, depending on how those are your people are enrolled. So from here forward, we're going to focus on the larger enrollment because that's what most people do. Keep in mind, anything that is less will just be a third of. Fair enough? All right. So you come into business yourself at the larger enrollment, you're a brand partner, and you go out and you get your first 3 brand partners. You're going to receive $30 each time for a total of $90. Now you get to start your coding. You're up to number 4. You have started at the large enrollment, so you're going to jump brand supervisor pay and start your coding at brand manager pay, where you're going to make $120 when that 4th enrollment happens. You're going to make $120 when the 5th enrollment happens, and $150 when the 6th happens, all the way up to the 9th, where you get to be brand director, and on your 10th enrollment, you're going to make $150. And we're going to bounce back and forth a little bit. Where it gets really exciting is this. Now you're brand manager. Like I said, on that 4th enrollment, you're going to get that 120. All right. Let's say that this is me. I went out and I've recruited Larry, Mo, and Curly. I've started my coding, and I brought you in, Ellie. I'm rewarded $120. All right. Now you go out and bring in Larry, Mo, and Curly. You're going to make $30 each and every time. I'm going to make the difference of 90s each and every time. Now, each and every time your Larry, Mo, and Curly goes out and gets their first 3s, I'm rewarded 90s again. When they go out and get their first 3s, I'm rewarded 90s again. When they go out and get their first 3s, I'm rewarded 90s again. This never, ever, ever stops. The company pays out the total amount once, depending on who you are and where you are in this process, dictates how much you receive of it. That's the magic of coding. That's why all the biggest checks in network marketing history have always come from compensation plans that included it, and most don't, because it's just mathematically impossible. Network marketing companies are just like conventional companies. They have overhead, manufacturing, warehousing, processing, shipping, logistics, home office employees, and at the end of the day, after all that overhead's paid, there's truly not much left, more than the industry average for the starting person, than a dime, 10% of the dollar the company brings in. This equates to about 80% payout on the front and about 80% payout on that residual model in the pyramid out back. Overwhelmingly generous. It's over 2 times as generous as any compensation plan that my eyes have seen in 20 years, and I've seen a lot. This is the 4th company I've been involved in. I started with the one I spoke of, was an executive, was rewarded residually for years. Second one, like most in the industry, failed. Took the wind out of my sails while I was a financial advisor for years. Finally started up with the company I was driving the car being paid for in 2012. This marks the one and only time I went from company A to B. I've been involved in 4, I've been bought into a bunch. You know how that might go. I've seen hundreds. I've analyzed compensation plans. If you broke open my head, Michelle, there'd probably be 1,000 lines and circles fall out of it. And that's the misnomer out there in society. Most people think that, you get up here and you speak, that you just graduated pyramid school and you just come out throwing lines and circles everywhere. Nah, that ain't the truth. You earn your stripes. We'll cover that in a minute as I tell you how to build your business. But this compensation, guys, it's just overwhelming what the company's willing to pay us. Now, if you'll back up here just a minute, I said we'd go back and forth a little bit. Let's say that I'm the brand director here, all right? That's as far as you can go in our coded compensation just by recruiting brand partners. Takes you a total of 9 to get there, all right? From here forward, you have to have volume occurring in those legs. That's going to thrust you on up the ladder to national sales director and regional vice president and senior vice president. So with 9 people, you can become brand director. So that's feasible. That's attainable. Let's work backward. All right. I'm the brand director. I go out and I sponsor you in the business, Ellie. I'm going to make all 150, right? All right. You go out and bring in your first 3. You're making 30, 30, 30. On your number 4, you're going to make 120. I'm going to make the difference of 30. You see, I'm making the difference of 120s on your first 3. Now I'm making the differences of 30s on your next 6. Because the company's paying out this amount of money once, only once. It's mathematically only feasible that they pay it out once. But it accredits infinitely deep for each and every time that happens, depending on what code you're in, will pay you that amount of money. Get into coding. Get into it fast. All right, now, the next dilemma that this presented, this is already the most overwhelming, generous compensation plan that my eyes have ever seen, but it does present somewhat of a dilemma. Let's take Lydia, for example. I sponsored her directly. Once she became brand director, then we're tied in the coded model. You see, there's no more spreads left. On her 10th enrollment, she's going to make all 150. And there's nothing in between 150 and 150, right? All right. I'm tickled absolutely to death because I got those 9 people in my codes that she's, brought in to get to this point, that go through their 9s and their 9s and their 9s and their 9s and 9s and their 9s before they ever catch me, right? That's great. But let's be real. The 80-20 thing, more than likely all those 9s aren't getting 9s. So the company got to feel a little bit weak for me for doing a good job and Lydia doing a good job. And when Lydia gets her 10th on, I'm not rewarded anything in coding. So they've created an industry first, 2nd and 3rd generations of coding. I can feel the tingles. I won't go into too much detail because it's, even for me, overwhelming to understand. But basically what happens is now when Lydia brings in number 10 and 11, I begin 2nd and 3rd generations of 5s and 15s, depending on how those people enroll. Infinitely wide and infinitely deep. I could be a brand director, and it just depends on what level they catch you. I'm focusing on brand director. It could be brand manager or supervisor, and whatever level that your person catches you at, this is where the 2nd and 3rd starts beyond that. They can go all the way. Your sponsored person can pass you and go all the way to senior vice president, and each and every time somebody is coming into their organization, you're going to make those 15s. Now, once those people go through that process and catch you at whatever level you sponsored your sponsor in, you start your 3rd generation of those 15s. There's not a calculator alive that can hold it. There is supercomputers that can compute it, and I hate giving personal income examples, but there's really no other way around this. The first week they put that in place, I made over $800 that I wouldn't have made the week before. Huge, guys. It's huge, huge, huge. Now, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. You can start this business on a part-time basis. You can work up to full-time. You just can't begin sometime. Take that leap of faith. That's what prohibits most people from ever being successful in life. When it's said when people pass away now that most people don't regret asking, in the dying process, they don't regret the things that they've done. They regret the things they didn't do. Network marketing offers extraordinary opportunity to average people that you just don't find out there in most walks of life. But there's a way of going about it the right way. There's a right way of going about it, and there's a lesser way of going about it. What I'm going to show you right now is the right way to build your business. If you'll take my advice over the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a guaranteed success system inside network marketing, irregardless of the opportunity. If you want to begin Amway, who began the opportunity or began the industry 60 years ago, if you want to sign up at Amway tonight, if you'll do what I tell you in the next few minutes persistently, I'll guarantee your success over time. It's called peak, pass, and plug. All right? Now, the first step in becoming successful with anything is obvious enough, and that starts with becoming professional. By getting a business card to represent yourself well. I don't think anyone in here has ever done too much business with people writing their information with a crayon on a napkin. Get your card, represent yourself well. Now, the next thing in this process is you never, ever, ever take time away from your own busy life to go build network marketing. Don't do that. Just take it along with you and ask simple questions of people that you interact with. And they should be right on the back of your card. If there was a way you could make more money this year as last giving away a free mobile app, would you be interested? Yeah. I imagine, right? Now you got to take into consideration. You can't be so humdrum about this. My life sucks. You want my app, that ain't going to work. But hey, if you could make more money this year as last giving away a free mobile app, would you be interested?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Here's my card. I encourage you to go to this web address. You'll find there in the first step 3 short videos. In combination, less than 10 minutes. When do you think you might have 10 minutes out of your busy life that might change your life? Most people say, well, gosh, about any time. Wonderful. So here comes a strategic part on your behalf. You have to align a window of time in front of you to introduce this person to via a 3-way phone call later. So whatever the time that person, you want to be specific and establish that point right then. So let's say you was asking that question at 2 o'clock in the afternoon of a friend. Okay, great. Anytime. By 5 o'clock this afternoon or 6 o'clock, whatever, it's your decision, you'll definitely have had time to review that information. Well, yeah, great. I'm going to call you back at that time and introduce you to someone else that can answer all your questions. Most people get a little bit anxious and reserved at this point. They'll say something like, now look here, I'm not ready for all that just yet. Let them know that's perfectly fine and ask them for your card back. They're not expecting that. Because as we talked about, Michelle, earlier today, in our model in society, it's based on throwing enough against the wall, hopefully some of it sticking, just handing out cards like you're electioneering. They're not going to be expecting that. They're going to wonder, Kurt, why you want your card back. Let them know up front you intend on being successful, and your success is contingent on their success. So if they're keeping your card, they're keeping your appointment, right? Now, the reason this is so vital, guys, is everybody that you know or just meet either have or form quickly an opinion of you. And it can be really high. It might be really low. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You have to humble yourself at this point and take yourself out of the question-answer scenario. The sooner you start answering questions, the sooner you start losing the battle. 100% of the time. There's no way around it. Now, the reason it's so vital, again, is because later, once you introduce this new prospect to the person on the call that introduces them to the business, explains the business, that prospect realizes something very precious. They don't have to know much about much. All they have to know is how to ask that question point to the same online information that's got them all excited in the first place, then introduce to somebody else that explains the business while you're on mute smiling like a Cheshire cat. Grandma in Oregon can do that tomorrow without any heavyweight mental preparation. That's a cycle of duplication that if you employ persistently, I'll guarantee your success inside the industry regardless of the opportunity. I'll guarantee it. Now I'm going to give you a mathematical roadmap to follow along with that. Let's just pretend that to get to, let's see here, let's back up one if we can. I'll turn the thing off here. All right, let's back up to right here. Well, let's go right here. The highest you can go under a compensation plan is senior vice president. Let's just pretend that to get there, it was known, it was a proven fact, to get there, you had to approach 10 new people per day. So basically, to become a millionaire, would you be willing to approach 10 new people a day via text, phone call, or in person? 10 a day. And you know that's the equation. And on a part-time basis, that's what this is going to require. You're willing to do that. Wonderful. Is it safe to say that 1 out of 10 would say yes?
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, it's proven. You see, only 8% of our population do network marketing, and in conjunction, we produce $178 billion annually. That's more than all the actors, singers, and athletes in combination. But that, in fact, leaves out 9 out of 10 people that don't get this. So, in fact, it proves 1 out of 10 does. All right, so 1 out of 10 gets it. 1 out of 10 will tell you yes over time. So, you do this on a 5-day week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So, at the end of the week, you've prospected 50, 5's joined. Now, let's make it really, let's be honest. I don't know anybody, including myself, that has ever prospected 10 people a day every day. Even though it's that easy, I don't know of anybody that will do that. How about 10 a week? That's fair, isn't it? 2 a day, that'd actually be 10, right?
Yeah.
So you're still getting 1 out of 10, right? Do you realize that's over 50 new brand partners over the course of a year? Is it safe to say that 1 in 50 might be a superstar? I loved the way Indamo Tolson put this on the Saturday call the other day. When you come into our business, we're not encouraging you to buy any kind of product. Some of the best products you'll ever find is found inside network marketing. Some of them, it said, even contain ancient Chinese woo-woo. We're not selling you the woo-woo. We're offering you the ability to save money on what you already want to buy and have to buy from where you're going to buy it from. So to be in business with our company, you're saving money to be in business if you're enjoying the benefits, right? So let's say year 1, you've got 1 a week. You've produced 50 over the year. That 1 become a hero. You've saved your way to be in business. Now you're profitable just by the savings. All right? You're not buying the woo-woo and stocking it over here and hoping uncle or cousin or somebody will have mercy on you and buy some someday. All right? You're saving money to be in business, and over the course of the year, you found that 1 star. Through the geometric progression of your business, you finally produced that 1 star. You realize you've saved your way in our compensation model to 1/3 of being a millionaire? So it plays up to 2nd year. You're saving money to be in business. You're making some money, but you're saving money to be in business, and you get that 2nd star. Now you're 2/3 of the way home. You follow this? 3rd year, it plays out. And gracefully enough, you're blessed with that 3rd rock star. You've saved your way through business in 3 years. The 3 years is not a long time to be in business, and I'm not saying this plays out exactly mathematically, but I'm giving you scenarios. Now you're living on the world's beaches on your terms. It starts with using those benefits and using the app. You know, the benefits are the glue that hold our opportunity together for you. You know, the people that are going to go out and be successful in this business are going to be, they will be the ones that are successful in this business. And it can be for anyone. It's just not for everyone, because along this process of being told no a lot, 9 out of 10 times on average, those numbers don't change for me or anyone else. 9 out of 10 people don't get this. Over that process, most people lose faith. And it's just like faith. You know, the wide and narrow road. It feels easy, everybody do it. This will require some effort and some work on your behalf. It's not called not work marketing. And it's not a scratch off. You know, give yourself some time to enjoy the business. Commit to 12 months in business, or don't commit to 12 minutes. All right? So I'm going to give you an insurance policy now that you can't lose money in business in your first year here. I've gave you the guaranteed system. I've gave you a mathematical roadmap. Now I'm going to give you an insurance policy that you can't lose money. All right, so you've come in on the strength of a credit card at $400. You've kept the lights on for a year. You're now $1,000 in the bucket. You've not recruited a single brand partner. You've not referred a single merchant. You don't even have any friends that's downloaded your app. You've not even taken advantage of any of the savings through the benefits. Or taken your tax preparation specialist's advice and enjoyed some additional tax savings. You've not done any of that. And I'll still guarantee you, you can't lose money if you just go use the app on what you're going to buy anyway. So there's your guaranteed success system of building a mathematical roadmap how to get there and an insurance policy on not to lose money. But it all starts here. And there's only one way you can accomplish anything, and that's to get beyond your own comfort level. God designed you for greatness. Society conditions you for mediocrity from the first day of the first grade. From the first day of the first grade, you're taught to go to school, keep your nose clean for 20 years, so you can get that job for 30 years. And if you kept your nose clean, you can retire then on 40% of what you already couldn't live on. But that's what most people accept. That's what they buy into. So these 9 out of 10 people that you approach, they're going to tell you everything under the sun, moon, stars, and quasars, why they can't, why they won't. And it's all because it's what's in here with them. They have the lack of, they don't see themselves being able to accomplish this. So they come up with, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I don't know the people, what have you. And it's very, very unfortunate. But some of them will even get aggravated at you because you have this kind of opportunity. I'll tell you a quick story and then we'll wrap up. And I know I want to bring Michelle up and let her talk about some of these mobile app redemptions. But not long after I was in that company that I started in, enrolled into in 2012, I was at this party and a girl come up to me and she asked me if I was in that company. And I said, oh yeah. She said, oh yeah. So what do you know about it? She said, I've heard good things. So great. So what do you do? I'm an interior designer. Oh, wonderful. You're an entrepreneur. Well, yeah. Where are you from? I'm from Danville, Kentucky, where Paul is from. Hey, by any chance, do you know Paul Orbison? Gosh, yeah. He was my teacher. His dad was my mom's teacher. We remember his rise to fame, the nice cars and the homes, and all of a sudden they were gone. You heard about him on the news and the newspapers. I was like, well, that company, his opportunity, how he made that possible was called Excel, and that was in network marketing, what I'm doing. And she says, yeah, I know all about it. So I think, man, I'm getting somewhere, So then I posed the question, the wrong way, but you got all this going, why not? So what do you think about network marketing? Man, it all changed in a blink of an eye. She said, well, to be honest, I think it's kind of greasy until you get like him. I wanted to stick a Phillips head screwdriver and just start spinning it, But that's what you deal with out there. People are going to tell you all kinds of things. I'm going to give you one more quick one as far as it relates to these benefits. Got a brand partner. Some of you have met him and known him from the conference last year in California down in Florida named Bob Robbins. He's got 2 adult children, one in Virginia, one in Danville. Again, I got a daughter in Virginia, a son in Danville. Daughter's left brain, son's right brain. Daughter has had a bad accident of some kind. She's diabetic. So after hearing of Ed Zartman's diabetic savings, Bob takes it on his own to run his own prescription needs through our pharmacy plan and realizes he can save a lot of money. So then he looks toward daughter in Virginia who has no insurance because, well, she doesn't have any income and she doesn't qualify for Obamacare as a result of it. I mean, riddle me that, Batman, but that's a situation that some people have voted in out there. At any rate, he takes the bull by the horns, runs her medicine through the deal. She can save $130 a month by spending $50. Yet she offers up, Dad, I just don't know that many people. Seriously. So he goes further into her diabetic needs like Ed's and finds out that she can save hundreds of additional dollars. And this insurance settlement she's basically surviving from, she says, well, what happens when all the insurance money runs out? What can you do with that? His son, on the other hand, is a new brand partner as a result of the December promotion, has already lined up and scheduled an appointment with his optometrist that's going to perform that LASIK surgery for him at a $1,500 discount. You know, some people see things differently. I encourage you to see them with opportunity. And even though I've danced around, I've said, you know, you could build this business with you know, starting with Amway. There is no bad opportunity out there, but there is better than others. This is a modern day gold rush. This is one you cannot afford to miss out on. You know, I encourage you to do all you can. Now, you don't have to know any of this I covered now. You not to go out there and push and pull this on the TV. You go out there and keep passing plug. All right? All right, guys. Well, that's about wrapped it up. Jim, if you want to cut the thing off there, see you out there in Radio Land.